Macy's unfair to workers. Macy's unfair to workers. Please do not shop at Macy's. Please take your business elsewhere. Local 39 out on strike. In all Northern California Macy's, Local 39 out on strike. Honor the working man in the street. Do the right thing. Take your business elsewhere. Do not shop at Macy's. They make billions in profit each year and offer substandard wages and substandard health care. We are not different. We do not deserve less pay because we work for this company. We do the same jobs as they do in other buildings in this city. The technicians on this sidewalk take care of the fire and life safety systems in the building. If they are outside, who is inside taking care of the equipment? Think about it.
I'm Joe Klein. I'm a business representative for the Macy's employees that work for Macy's in Northern California.
And what's this issue about?
The issue is the last contract offer that Macy's gave these guys that they voted down was demeaning and insulting. It wasn't even equal to half the cost of living index. And it's also trying to memorialize a two-tiered healthcare system where there are some people who have one benefit and some people have another benefit where they do the same work.
So this would be a threat to other engineers?
This is obviously a threat to all people who work for a living because they're trying to lower the standards all around on wages, pension and annuity, and the health care plans.
Is this a profitable company?
This company has made billions of dollars in profit. Their same-store sales for Federated were up 7.7% in October of 2006, and they just did a stock split this year also. So they're making tons of money. They can afford it.
So why are they targeting the engineers?
Basically, they're targeting anyone who offers any resistance to their corporate plan of getting everybody to work for basically the same as a third world country, while all their main profits go to the corporate elite back in Cincinnati, Ohio.
And what kind of solidarity do you have here?
We've got a lot of unions that are sticking by our side. We've got the elevator people won't cross our line. The SEIU have been walking the line with us. We've got the carpenters and the Teamsters joining in with us. And unfortunately, the UFCW people haven't been able to get their sanctioning done because of some holdups in D.C. But the people who work here are offering us a lot of moral support, and they're wearing "We Support Local 39" buttons in there.
Now, a lot of your members, or our members, or trained members, have highly skilled jobs. There's a fire safety system here. How are they able to operate this with unskilled or people who don't know the building?
You know, I have no idea how they're doing it. Quite frankly, I would be a little scared to go in that building right now because for about a week now, nobody's been watching the fire life safety systems or any of the other mechanical and electrical systems in that building.
Don't you have to be certified to run these systems?
You do, and you also have to have a 4-year apprenticeship to be a stationary engineer in San Francisco with Local 39. So the people who work on this are highly skilled, and I can't imagine with the shortage of skilled labor that the people they may have in there doing the work are any skilled.
Maybe the fire department should check up here.
I'd be happy to show them where the door is so they can go find out where the fire life safety system is.
Now, you think you're going to be successful? This is a big corporation, multi-billion-dollar corporation.
You know, we always think we're going to go into it and be successful. We believe that sooner or later people are going to start to wake up and see that if they don't join together to fight against some of the bad practices of corporate America, that eventually everyone in the middle class will be shortchanged.
What would it mean for engineers to have a non-union situation at these stores?
Oh, their wages would be decimated and their healthcare benefits would be decimated. They would no longer have a pension plan. It would really be a drop back probably about 50 years in the history of what they do for a living.
And living here in California is very expensive?
It's one of the most expensive places in the country. It's one of the most beautiful, but one of the most expensive places in the country.
Thank you for not shopping.
I'm Ole McLean. I'm chief engineer for Macy's. I've been here for 27 years, and the problem is that they're tiering our health care. They're not giving us the same amount of pay that the local engineers at 39 get throughout the buildings to BOMAs, and we work right next to them. They say they were different, and we're not, and that's one of the biggest issues that we have at this point.
You do the same work as the other engineers in the area here?
We do the same exact work. We maintain the building. We work on the air conditioning. We work on the escalators. We work on all the building systems, as well as fire life safety systems.
So who have they brought in to replace you?
They brought in some people from Southern California, that are non-union that work down there in some of their buildings, and other than that, I don't know who else is in there.
Is it a dangerous situation without people who are knowledgeable about the...
No, there's no way these people can understand this fire system that's in here now. That's all I can say about it.
Don't they have to be certified by the city?
I think they do, yes, absolutely.
What about the fire department investigating this?
The department should listen to this and investigate and find out what's going on in there to make sure the fire system has not been bypassed.
Is Macy's a profitable company?
Absolutely. They make so much money, it's unbelievable. 11 billion plus a year. They have more than a 39% increase in the last year in their profits, and they've purchased all the different other retail establishments around, including Emporium, Liberty House, Marshall Fields, all over the country.
So it's a big monopoly.
Absolutely.
They say that they can't afford you to pay what you want?
They told us they could afford it. They just chose not to do it. That was their line.
And what are they trying to take away from you?
What they're doing is they're tiering the health care. In other words, as the younger people come in, they get a lower level. And of course, through attrition, the older guys retire and leave. So at the end of the line, you will have that lower level for everyone.
And what does health care mean to you?
Everything, everything. Without health care, how can you subside around here or live? It's just unbelievable. It means a lot.
So they're trying to have a lower tier for health care for the newer employees?
That's correct. The newer employees do not get what the older employees have.
Isn't that discriminatory?
Well, I would think so. That's why we're out here.
We ask that you stand in solidarity with us and not shop at Macy's while we are out on strike. We appreciate your support. Thank you for your support, and not shop at Macy's. Do not shop at Macy's. They do not care about what their needs are. They only care about getting billions of dollars in profit and sending it back to their henchmen in Ohio, in Cincinnati, Ohio, the headquarters of the Federated Department Stores. This company makes billions in dollars in profit and does not want to take care of its workers adequately. This is unfair. Thank you for not shopping at Macy's.
Is there a lot of unity among the engineers here at Macy's?
Just about everybody we have is here. And we have 71 people in our whole regions, and we cover everything from Santa Rosa to Reno, Nevada, the Sacramento area, and the Bay Area.
So they're spending a lot of money bringing in replacements?
They must have. I don't think it's for free. They've been here forever.
What kind of solidarity are you getting? Are other unions helping you out?
We've got Teamsters helping us. We've got Local 87, I believe, helping us. And I believe Local 101 is getting ready to help us too. We have a lot of support from the employees that are in other unions throughout this building.
My name is Olga Miranda.
And who are you, Olga?
I am a Chicana, president of IUOE Local 87, the janitors union here in San Francisco.
And how are you involved in this struggle here with Macy's?
We are supporting the engineers, stationary engineers, Local 39, who are out on strike, and we've pulled out our janitors in support and in solidarity. We decided not to cross the picket line.
And how many janitors are there here?
We have about 20 altogether here, and we've decided to honor the strike line.
And who's doing the work here?
Scabs.
Where are they from?
God knows, but we're kicking their ass at the door.
Why is this an important issue for the janitors union?
You know, it's important to us because we're also starting to gear up for our contract planning come next year. And we need to not talk the talk, we got to walk the walk. And when our other brothers and sister unions are asking us for support, we need to also be on the line with them. It's important that we set an example to new up-and-coming leadership within our own unions, that you don't ask for solidarity when you want it, you also give it when it's needed.
Are you surprised they're trying to have a two-tier healthcare system for the workers here?
Absolutely not. We're seeing that in our negotiations with UCSF, and we're not surprised. It sucks how the companies are trying to save a dime at the expense of the workers and their families.
So this healthcare issue is important for all unions and all working people?
For all unions and even non-union people. I mean, it's something that all families across the country are being hit with. That they're being told to pay even more out of their own pockets. It's not enough that they're working more than 40 hours a week to keep the job, but they're also telling them you're going to have to wait a little longer in order to qualify for benefits.
Do you think these companies are going to bring about more solidarity as a result of their attack on working people?
Could you repeat that again? I'm
Do
sorry.
you think the companies are going to create more solidarity by attacking all working people?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding? I think the good thing though is in Spanish there's this saying, no hay mal que por bien no venga. There isn't a bad that won't bring a good. This is a good thing that's happening. We need something to mobilize labor here in San Francisco to really catapult us to start acting, you know, acting in more solidarity with each other, and also being able to stand and walk on the line with the rest of the workers who are out on strike.
Linda Bazan, Local 2 Hotel Employees, Restaurant Employees Union, San Francisco. I'm supporting the striking Local 39 station engineers. They've helped us over the years with our rallies and struggles for contracts. And a lot of the employers are trying to undermine the few union houses that are left.
Are you surprised they want a two-tier health system for the engineers?
That seems to be the manner the employers have been using in major union struggles all over the country, including Local 2, which we fought it back. We don't have two-tier.
And you're fighting for health care yourself, just to get the hours and you qualify?
Exactly. In Local 2, that was a big struggle. The employers were going to increase our hours, so most workers from the union hiring hall would never be qualified for health and welfare. We defeated the employers, and we still have health and welfare for the hiring hall and other workers.
So these companies can be defeated?
Yes, we just have to be united, bring in the whole labor movement to show there are more of us with more determination than the employers.
Tim Paulson, San Francisco Labor Council.
And why is this strike here important, the issue, and what are the issues?
Well, as usual, corporations are trying to do what they can to take away health care benefits from workers, and as far as I know, what they have on the table right now is that a two-tiered health care system in which new employees are not going to be able to have the same health care that the other workers have, and they're asking the stationary engineers to start paying for their health care now for the first time. This corporation is making good money and they can afford to take care of their employees. This is absolutely obscene.
You think this is a provocation to have a two-tier health system?
Well, there's always a provocation with the guy we have in the White House right now. There's been a clear signal that corporations can do whatever they want with workers right now, and we're going to continue to fight it. And we think we're going to change some momentum now with some of the last elections that we had November 7th. So this is a good fight here in San Francisco, and we're going to make sure that the stationary engineers get what they deserve.
And the health and safety systems are manned by people who are untrained. Think that's a health and safety danger for people in this building?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you, the health and safety systems are maintained by the stationary engineers, and as far as I know, there are no stationary engineers in this building. So I would warn the public to not go inside the building, and I also know that the workers that are inside there are not qualified to do the work, assuming that there's anybody even minding the store, so to speak.
Equal work, equal pay. Fairness and equity is all we ask. We are united. We will not fake. We will be here until we get it. Equal work, equal pay. Equal work, equal pay.
You're here from Australia?
Sydney, Australia, yeah.
And what do you think of this picket line here?
Picket line, needed, absolutely needed.
Why is that?
Exposure, power of example, out there on the street, on the sidewalk, gives people, it's in their face.
So,
Today's the biggest day for the shoppers that I've heard about, and there's a lot of people out here today, so they're going to see and hear the message.
you have the same issues in Australia?
Absolutely.
What are they?
Howard's pushing our...
Who's Howard?
John Howard's our Prime Minister-elect. He's been there 10 years, and outsourcing our workers to... outsourcing our industry, actually, to offshore to India, and so we've got a similar problem where we've got workers out of work.
And they want to take away health care and benefits and things like that? Is that going on in Australia?
Not at this stage. 48% of the population have private health insurance, but we have a national health insurance called Medicare that is paid through their tax.
Oh, it's a two-tier? Like for younger, two-tier, for younger people, better, worse conditions?
Exactly, yeah.
Is that permanent?
Well, it's on the contract, but we voted against it, and that's why we're out here, so.
So you had enough?
Exactly.
How long have you worked at Macy's?
6 months.
6 months. So you're solid.
Yep.
Okay.
Tracy, California?
JC.
Tracy.
Tracy. Oh, Tracy. Yeah. Houses are a little cheaper there.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot cheaper.
Was it hard getting the job?
No, not at all. I knew the chief engineer personally, so.
I see. So, do you get training as a lamper?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do they train you?
Well, it was only like a couple days training. You know, it's a pretty simple job. So.
But if you have a union, you have a future. You can increase your skills.
Exactly, yeah. I want to get put through school, hopefully. I took the the stationary engineer pre-test or whatever. I didn't do very well. I passed, but I'm on the bottom of the list, so it's going to be a while.
But at least there's a training program, an apprentice program.
Yeah, exactly.
Without a union.
Yeah, go nowhere. So
you have a future as a union.
Yeah, as a union member, yeah.
That's important.
Very important, yep.
Do you think this is a worldwide phenomenon that's going on here?
Yes, I do. I do.
And what should working people do about it?
Speak out. Speak up and speak out and speak loud.
And that's what's happening here today?
Absolutely.
Did you expect to see this on your trip to the United States?
No, not at all. I've seen lots of good sights, but people power is the best.
So you're for more people power?
Absolutely.
And what's your name?
Wendy.
And where do you live?
Sydney, Australia.
Thank you, Wendy.
Don't shop at Macy. Don't shop at
Macy's unfair workers, please not shop at Macy's. Macy's unfair workers, please do not shop at Macy's. Please honor the working man and their families out in the street. Please do not contribute to the corporate greed that lies behind those doors. You have families. What if you were out here?
My name is Marina Magdaleno, and I'm from Fresno, California.
And this issue, what are the issues, general issues here?
Pay and healthcare, two big issues. And those are issues that are global now for all working classes. Companies that do provide healthcare want to cut healthcare, or they don't want to give it. They want the employees now to pay more and more and more, yet they make billions and billions of dollars of profits each year. So they can afford to provide, better health care. I mean, these guys, for instance, the CEOs are probably making millions a year, and they have a good cushion package that covers their health care for them and their families. So why should it be any different for the person that works for them? It should be the same.
They're saying they don't want to pay the same health care for the same jobs. Younger people are not going to get the health care, the two-tier. What would a two-tier mean for workers here?
That means that a newer employee coming in is going to take longer to get to the same level that, a 10-year employee or an employee that has been there for a longer period of time. But, when you get sick, it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. It's the same impact. And so why should a young person have mediocre coverage just because they're younger? Being young doesn't mean anything, because you can be affected by an illness or a disease at a young age. I mean, there's no, illnesses or accidents are not equal opportunity. It can happen to anybody at any time.
So you're talking about equality and justice.
Oh, yes. Exactly. There should be no difference for one employee versus another employee. They should all have the same benefits, because especially when it comes to health care. I mean, even pay. I mean, it should be all the same, but there should be no difference in health care. I mean, companies that have tried two tiers, they end up going to a one tier because it's very difficult to track it. It just doesn't work.
And people, you have alienation and anger. Some people get better benefits than others for doing the same job.
Exactly, and then what ends up happening, especially like in pensions you see a two-tier program, but then they'll offer, the younger employees to buy into the one tier. So it's a scam a lot of times. And then they charge them all this money. If they would have just given them the opportunity to go into the one tier, the first tier, they'd be there. So it really breaks people when they attempt to do those things, because they're not giving them anything. They're making it harder for them in the long run.
Well, this is a rich country. This is a rich company, and yet people are suffering. Why is that?
Because they don't pay enough. I mean, this is a very rich company, just like the Walmarts of the country. They make billions. You look at their CEO, and what are they? They're in the top 10 billionaires. Their worth is in the top 10. They're usually in the top 5. And that means that all the money's going to them, but what about all the people that work for them? Same thing here. These people make, this company makes millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and they don't want to pay anything. They want to pay substandard wages.
And with Macy's?
No comment.
No comment?
No comment.
Why not? Why are you discriminating against union members here?
Did you get your name?
What's your name?
We want to get her in.
What's your name?
Here to support our brothers and sisters that are struggling for a fair contract with Macy's.
And what would it mean if they were defeated here? Would that hurt other engineers?
It'll hurt everybody. It's hurting all workers. This is a front that we're facing everywhere. Healthcare's a situation. It's the issue of this decade, and it's going to be the issue of the millennium until we fix it. We're going to see a lot more of this.
And why is the company refusing to really take care of healthcare for workers at Macy's?
There's some people that are better, that are around here that'll explain that one better. My understanding is it was a change of ownership with Federated when Federated picked up Macy's, that there's been a change in tune on how they deal with labor issues, and that's why we're here.
So these monopolies are harmful to labor?
Oh, you bet. You bet. We got many companies owned by a few, and they're all the same. They're all attached, you know, they're all attached to the same demon.
They want to increase their profits on the basis of cutting healthcare benefits?
You bet. You know, it's all about profit. You know, if you take a look at healthcare alone, we pay more per capita per person in the United States than anywhere else in the world. Yet we rank 33rd in infant mortality rate. That 33rd in infant mortality rate means that there's a bunch of dead babies that are a profit. They've turned dead babies into profit. It's blood money. And we're struggling here.
So this is for everybody?
This is everybody. It's a health, no matter where you work, employer paid benefits are going to be important. As one of the last countries without a decent nationalized health care, the private sector better get used to a lot of this because we're going to be dealing it a lot.
What kind of industry do you work in?
I'm actually a labor representative in the public sector up in Placer County.
Okay, and they want to cut health care too there?
Oh yeah, we just got done with our labor struggle up there. Went 5 months without a contract and ratified a last best and final, so we're good for the next 4 years. But everywhere we go, I've been doing this. I've been working for the union for 15 years, and I've spent more time on a strike line in the last 3 months than I have my whole 15 years.
You think there's an epidemic of attacks on unions now?
Yeah, it's everywhere. It has. It's grown after years and years and years of conservative control, and you know they've just been chiseling away, and they're just hitting the line now, and people are finally standing up and they're saying no.
So is this a test issue for working people and for the engineers?
I think it's a test issue for anybody out there because, you know, while a lot of these people shun the unions, they don't know it can affect them. If they have health care and they're with their employer, it's going to happen to them too. These issues are global. They're not just to the Macy employee. They're global to everyone.
Do you think this is a sign of the times in this country that they're going after people who've been doing a good job all their lives? Or?
I believe so. I believe it's just started years ago and it's been steadily going downhill, and hopefully with the new administration that we hope to get in this next time, things will turn around for us.
What's your name?
Ole McLean.
What can people do who want to support you?
They can come out and not shop at Macy's. Please do not shop at any Macy facility until this is resolved.
So you're fighting for really to protect people who live here.
We're fighting for the rights of everybody that works for a living. We're fighting for the consciousness of everybody who goes to this store so that they can feel good about shopping here and taking care of the people who make it work, not just the products that come in and out.
Trump don't